All right, everyone, welcome to the Brad and Kyle channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And if you're looking for more coaching, make sure you check out the Brad and Kyle membership. The link is in the description. It's Kyle, myself, and Daniel Puerto. We're teaching you guys how to bowl. If you're interested, click the link. In this video, we're going to be talking about one tip in your physical game that'll help you guys have higher scores. Stay tuned. All right, so this video we are going to give you guys one thing in your physical game, and we're going to discuss it throughout the entire video. Kyle, what is that one thing in our physical game that we can get better at to make us better?
Yeah, this is an issue that we see a lot with amateur players and actually even professionals, and that's when we're talking about some spine tilt. Now, spine tilt helps us get in a position to create the biggest leverage, the biggest flat spot we can. So first, we're going to show you a couple don'ts. Brad's going to demonstrate for us. So Brad, the first thing we see is people standing up way too tall. So Brad, I want you to throw a shot, and you're going to stand as tall as possible.
Okay. And tall, knees are like locked straight, you know. A lot of times when you lock your knees, you kind of like to lock your body and your elbow. And so straight up, knees locked, no good. And then we're just going to be stiff as a board.
So when we're doing that position right there, you can see that Brad actually lofted the ball out in the lane, because when our back is completely upright, it's impossible for us really to get low enough to release that ball. So no good if we're standing up way too tall and we basically have no spine tilt. We don't like that. Next shot, Brad, now I'm going to want you to give me the most spine tilt that you can get. So on this one, you're going to be bending over forward as much as possible.
And some people like to, they might think that in order to get their swing higher, they could just increase their spine tilt. There's a lot of reasons why people kind of trick themselves into getting too much spine tilt, but the second you get bent over too much, it just becomes too hard to make quality shots over and over again. So too much. There's a lot of movement, and when there's a lot of movement, it's hard to repeat.
Yeah, when we talk about that flat spot, a lot of times, and this is actually something that happens in a lot of higher level players, is we are getting lower, but sometimes our chest drops too low. You can see my chest is pointing to the floor. What happens here is our swing ends up getting really steep, and we can't get that, what we like to call a flat spot, leverage spot, to get under the ball and release it. It makes our swing too steep and we can't get under it, where if we're a little more upright, now I can get my hand under it. If I'm here, see how my hand already rotated up? If I'm here, I can get my hand under the ball.
Yeah. And when your chest and shoulders are pointing down, the direction of the angle of the ball is going like into the lane.
Right.
So it becomes very hard. I mean, even visually, if you're bent over that much, it's hard for you to like see in the same angle as the direction of that you want your ball to go, because you're kind of like looking down. And inversely, when you're standing too far up, like you said, it's just easy to get the ball going up in the air instead of a smooth delivery in the lane.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely people that have success being maybe a little too more upright or maybe a little too far bent over. I mean, our buddy Shea Bittenbender. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a great bowler and he's bent down. But if we're going to teach what you should do and what most people do to be successful, we don't want our chest pointed to the floor and we don't want to be too upright. So Brad, let's throw a shot here that, because you have really good spine tilt as far as front and back go. Let's throw a normal shot here and see what it looks like.
And if you guys out there, if you want to kind of see where your spine tilt is, where your body is, just kind of have somebody in the bowling center film you from the side, just one, 2 lanes over, film you from the side, and then you can just check it out for yourself. But here we go. Here's a normal delivery in between the two. A little bit of knee bend, nothing too crazy. A little bit of spine tilt.
Yeah, and that release, how it got into lane, the leverage that you had on that ball was night and day different compared to what you were able to do just by changing your spine tilt.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. If you want to become a good bowler bowls good over and over and over and over again, which means they know how to repeat whatever it is that they do. And when you're sitting there having a lot of movement, trying to you know, whatever the reason for you creating movement, to create power, to do something, well, that's just creating a lot of inconsistencies. And so, yeah, there might be a little bit of power you can gain from bending over if you can get it into the right slot, but it's going to be much harder for you to repeat. So I don't think, you know, I don't think it's a positive thing to try and create movement just to create more power. No, no, no. We can create power other ways, but our spine tilt has to be similar each shot, and it has to be kind of in the middle. That way we can repeat it.
Yeah, the biggest thing on spine tilt is it allows us, like you just said, to get that ball into a slot where we can create power, accuracy, and all that. So take a video from the side, see if are you standing up way too tall or are you bent super forward. We want a nice middle ground here. There's a range you can be in here, but we got to be somewhere in that range. If we're too tall or too bent over, it's not going to allow us to get the ball in the position at the release to create the most power and accuracy.
All right, guys, so that is our tip about the body and the physical game of your approach and bowling game. It's super important to just be consistent and to give yourself the chance to get the ball into the right slot and to create a lot of power.
And if you guys have any questions about the physical game, something you want to hear us talk about, throw it in the comments and make sure you like, subscribe, check out our membership, link in the description, and we'll see you later.
All right.
70s.
No blunder.
2, 1.
1.